Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Good Morning Sri Lanka. It is a Thursday, folks, the 18th of October, and thank you very much for joining us today. And just like how we normally start off our day is to know what's happening in the local scene, international scene, with checking on the headlines in the major dailies. Well, main headline reads, UN calls for quick political solution. Main focus was on the LLRC report. Minister spoke of government efforts on peace. Reading a little bit into this, United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, who met Minister and Presidential Human Rights Envoy Mahinda Samarasinghe, has called for a speedy political solution to the underlying factors behind the country's civil war that ended in 2009 with the government's victory over the Tamil Tigers. That's according to Mr. Ban's spokesman. Another story worth noting today is preparatory classes for public exams to be banned. All preparatory classes and seminars will be banned 1 week prior to public examinations, including the Grade 5 scholarship, the GCE O-level and A-level. Education Minister Bandula Gunawardena said yesterday. Now, with the controversy surrounding the presidential campaign of Sara Fonseca, here, fielding SF was a mistake. According to the UNP, the decision to field former Army Commander Sara Fonseca as the common opposition candidate in the 2010 presidential election was a mistake, said the UNP General Secretary Tisa Atanaika, speaking to reporters. Now, in reaction to that, Sara Fonseca said those opposed to rally have government backing. Parties in the DNA can make their own decision and can believe or trust the UNP, according to SF. Former Army Commander Sara Fonseca, who referred to remarks made by UNP Secretary General Tisa Atanaika that fielding Fonseca at presidential election as a common candidate was a mistake, said the UNP should feel ashamed about its political decision making, and the UNP must and that's what he said. There's also a quick box as to the dates, the important dates surrounding Sara Fonseca's presidential campaign. Now, moving on. Also, there's a very interesting story inside the paper. And according to this, Sri Lanka debt exceeded 1 trillion rupees in the first 6 months of 2012. Yes, SL debt exceeded 1 trillion rupees in the first 6 months of 2012, according to the JVP. We will have to refer to trillions when we talk of our country's debt from now on. Sri Lanka's debt burden had exceeded 1 trillion rupees during the first 6 months of the year for the first time in its history, the JVP said yesterday. There's also a little box there breaking down the alleged foreign debt of 2011. Now, moving on to the business section of the dailies, the headline reads, Master Plan to make Colombo move smarter as government launches Japan-funded master plan to upgrade capital's transport system. A crucial master plan to improve Colombo's transportation system to world standards with the assistance of Japanese funding was launched. Transport Ministry Secretary Damika Pereira told a transport sector forum that approval has been given to the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, the largest bilateral organization in the world, to compile the master plan for future urban transport development. He emphasized that this was necessary given the economic boom that was expected after the end of the war in 2009. Also, a little bit into this, Secretary says public transport subsidy is only 0.15% of GDP amidst agitation for higher expenditures on education. An equally important sector which keeps the country on the move, public transportation recurrent expenditure is only 0.15% of the GDP. Speaking at the launch of the master plan to improve Colombo's transportation system, Secretary of Minister of Transport Damika Pereira said the country's transport sector's recurrent expenditure was only 15% of GDP. In other words, the government subsidy was only 10 billion, or an estimated 33% of the total cost of 32 billion rupees. And also, it's worthy to note that the Ray Award, the first time was handed out just for most recently, the Ray Award for Innovation, Waveless both inventor Karunatilaka wins the Ray Award for Innovation. The Ray Award, a lifetime award for innovation given in the memory of late Ray Vijayawardena, was won by inventor Industry Karunatilaka and the award was presented by the Ray Vijayawardena Charitable Trust in collaboration, and he was also given a grant of 1 million rupees to assist him to prepare his invention for commercialization. Oh, very interesting to note that one. Now, moving into the field of sports, very controversial, still surrounding the Sri Lanka Premier League. Yes, SLPL franchise dupes international star. Sri Lanka Premier League SLPL, which is reeling after a deadly match-fixing blow, has run into deeper problems as one franchise holder has defaulted player payments in a move which could have far-reaching consequences for the tournament and even a player boycott. A franchise holder, National Cricket Dundee, has not honored the payments due to 5 foreign players who took part in the tournament, and SLC sources said the Federation of International Cricketers Association has threatened serious action unless it is settled immediately. Now, for all you racing fans, I think this is probably good news still, that Massa stays with Ferrari for 2013. Yes, according to reports, Felipe Massa will stay at Ferrari for the 2013 season in an unchanged lineup as Fernando Alonso, the Italian Formula One team, said in a statement. The Brazilian has struggled to form in recent years but has agreed a 1-year extension amid continued speculation that world champ Sebastian Vettel could join Alonso at Ferrari from 2014. Alonso's contract runs to the end of 2016. And for all you cricket fans, World 11 to visit Pakistan for exhibition match. 2 2020 matches are to be played in Pakistan, which is hoping to resume home internationals following the 2009 attack on the Sri Lankan team. Pakistan will host a World 11 for 2 2020 matches in hopes of moving a step closer to resuming home internationals, which has been suspended for more than 3 years. And former Sri Lankan captain Sanajaya Surya will lead the World 11, which also includes former players from South Africa and the West Indies. Now, looking into a little bit of the presidential campaign that's happening in the United States, of course, with the presidential election happening the 6th of November. The second debate between Democrat, of course, and incumbent President Barack Obama and Republican flag bearer Mitt Romney. Town hall debate, and there was a lot of fact checks that happened throughout the debate. In a rough and tumble of a town hall style presidential debate, the facts took something of a beating. Happened Tuesday night. Mitt Romney wrongly claimed that it took 14 days for President Barack Obama to brand the assault on the U.S. consulate in Libya as a terrorist act. Obama yet again claimed that ending the Afghanistan and Iraq wars makes money available to rebuild America, even though it doesn't. A lot more fact checks have been published. You might just want to check it. Also interesting to note from the dailies, here's a headline that reads, an entertainment page, John Lennon's Imagine banned from funerals. Yes, John Lennon's Imagine had been banned from being played at funerals. The late Beatles singer's 1971 hit is outlawed from the majority of funerals because it includes the lyrics, Imagine There's No Heaven. Also, other songs reportedly banned from crematoriums for being offensive. Check this out. For the life of me, I cannot imagine someone playing this at the funeral. The Trammps' Disco Inferno. This is at a crematorium. And there was once, not too long ago, funerals that had the song that has that line that featured Burn, Baby Burn. And also, they're more now telling people to go with the more traditional, like Frank Sinatra's My Way, and probably You Will Never Walk Alone. So something to take note. And lastly, if you haven't heard of Damon Hirst, he is an artist, very controversial. His artwork are most sought after, mostly very much applauded by art critics and very much criticized by the rest of the world. He has, for his controversial art pieces, he has once upon a time submerged a shark in formaldehyde, also a dissected calf and a cow, also in formaldehyde, and most recently, if we could focus on this is his latest artwork. It's beautiful. That's actually butterflies. Folks, you're looking at butterflies. His artwork at his most recent exhibition features the slaughter. A lot of animal activists are calling it the massacre of some 9,000 butterflies to create these creations. They may look beautiful, but if you look closely, they are actually butterflies. So what is it? Is it art or is it a massacre? And with that, we will take a very short break. When we come back, also It's interesting to note in the business section of the dailies, they highlighted 33rd National Conference of Chartered Accountants that kicks off today. And reading into this, Deputy Speaker of Parliament Chandima Verakudi will be the chief guest at the inauguration of the 33rd National Conference of the Chartered Accountants today, happening at Water's Edge. And interestingly enough, we have two gentlemen who will tell us more about what's going on, especially on the special program that's happening on Saturday. All of those when we come back, so stay stuck on Good Morning Toronto.